I won't dim my light for no one.
Welcome back to the Multi-Passionate Mama podcast. Every week I want to bring you a little mini episode where I share something that's been on my mind, something that's really present for me. I love having guests, but sometimes I find that I have these quirky, fascinating ideas that I want to share. Let's dive in. I've been asking myself lately, what do I really want to say? What is the message that I really want to share with the world? Like if I was going to condense it into one thing. That's been the question that I've just been like noodling over a lot lately because, I'm multi-passionate. I have all these things that I'm doing. I'm working on speaking, like I'm Toastmasters president, and my big dream is to be on stages. And it's like, okay, well, what is the thing that I'm teaching on, in these stages in my future? Like I'm teaching makeup at BYU. I love talking about authenticity and being real and showing up messy. I love podcasting. I'm so obsessed with podcasting. I could talk about podcasting all day long. I love talking about doing what lights you up. I have all these things. Oh, and music. Oh my gosh, my music. How could I ever forget how much I love singing and music and expressing myself through song, and how much that means to me. There's all these things that I'm so passionate about. And so what I was thinking, was what is the through line? And if you are multi-passionate like I am, this is the question that I challenge you to ask yourself. And that is, what is the common denominator? What is the through line? And yes, being your authentic self is the common denominator, but there is something. There's some topic, there's something that unites all of the things that you talk about. So I started writing them all down, and I was like, okay, what are the cliche catchphrases that I say all the time? Like authenticity, be real, show up messy, do what lights you up, using your passions. And I started writing them all down, and I was, something about podcasting. I started writing all the things down that I do, that I love to say. And I was like, what do they have in common? What do they have in common? And I realized that the thing that they have in common is they're all about using your voice. They're all about expressing yourself. And really what that comes down to is what's underneath expressing yourself. It's the value in your voice. Whether you're using it in speaking or singing, it doesn't matter. It's the value in your words, your thoughts have so much value. And there's this question that I've asked before, and that I love to ask my podcast guests and ask myself, and it's, what is the one thing, if you could just teach the world one thing, if you could leave them with one message, what would it be? And mine is, know your worth. If I could just, I feel like that would solve all of the problems in the world. If people just knew how valuable they were. If I could teach everyone that, I think that it would solve the vast majority of the problems. So we could all just know our own worth. So I realized that all of the things that I teach are united by this using your voice idea. That you see it in podcasting, we see it in the speaking, we see it in the singing, and it's even reflected in makeup and the costuming and the way you express yourself visually, which is something I'm also really passionate about. That's another way of expressing yourself, because it shows people, it's part of how you express yourself. And then also your energy is the first thing that people get from you when they interact with you. Your energy is everything. It's such a huge part of how you express yourself, is your energy. And so as I was thinking about this, I was going, okay, multi-passionate mama, I love it in that it was a next step for me. It got me out of seeking sunshine. It got me out of the old version of me. It was the next level. But, and it drew people to me. It drew my, like, where's my multi-passionate people? Let's own all of ourselves. And I so fully love that message. Like, you are a diamond. You are multifaceted. Own all the parts of yourself, the good, the bad, the ugly. Like, it is all there to help you learn and grow. Let's love all of it. But I was realizing, like, what am I teaching with the multi-passionate mama, like, message? Like, what is that doesn't feel like it unites all. It doesn't feel like where does music fit in? Yeah, it's one of my passions, but multi-passionate mama is really about being authentic, which is fabulous. That's one of my massive passions, is talking about being real, showing up messy. Like, that's what that message is. But it feels like it's just one of the many passions that I have. And it's been on my mind that this didn't fully encapsulate everything I am in the way that I want it to. It was just lacking a little bit. It wasn't clear. It wasn't clearly demonstrating everything I wanted it to. It wasn't really clearly pointing to how I could serve people and what I want to actually do. Like, if I'm getting on stages, which is where I'm seeing myself in the future, right? I'm visualizing, like, these massive stages. Like, I know that that's what I'm made for. What am I teaching people? And is multi-passionate mama, like, that seems vague to me. So I've been struggling with that. And you saw I changed my subtitle, and then I sat with it for the last week, and I was like, I don't know. Like, initially it was like, yay. And then I was like, I don't know. I don't know that I'm loving it so much. Anyways, I got this amazing opportunity a week ago to speak to like 12 to 18 year olds who are preparing for a speech competition. And they're getting ready, and I got to teach them how to be better speakers. Like, and just to come up with a speech about how you can become a better speaker, and ways to, like, use your voice and have your presence and be energetic and passionate in your speaking. And it was such a realization for me of, like, oh my gosh, this is what I want to do with my life. This is exactly what I want to do with my life. I want to teach people how to use their voices. I want to teach people how valuable their words are. I want to show people that they get to show up real. They get to be human and become the next level of themselves slowly over time. Like, we're not meant to be showing up perfectly right now. We are meant to become greater step by step by step. We are meant to grow in this lifetime. You don't need to get up in your speech competition or on your stage or whatever thing you're doing in your life right now. You don't have to show up in the ultimate, like, end result perfect way. You just need to show up now, because the next steps will come as you show up step by step, as you show up messy, right? Like, I didn't start my podcast knowing all the things. I started with Seeking Sunshine. I started where I was at, and then I up-leveled to Multi-Passionate Mama, and now I'm really feeling this urge to up-level again. So that's where this is leading me, as I'm honing in my messaging and going, what is it that I really want to say? What is it I really want to teach? What I really want to teach is your worth. I want to teach people that your worth is everything. So the next piece of this, I'm getting to this, like, amazing announcement that is coming, but there's one more piece before I get there. I did this meditation. It was actually part of Kathy Heller's retreat, and she, like, led this really, really beautiful meditation, and I want to tell you about it because maybe you can do this too, because it is so freaking powerful. When you sit down and you visualize what it is you want, and you imagine it happening. Now, for me, this is getting on those huge stages. I have seen this happening for my whole life. I have known that this is what I am made for. I've been able to just see it in my mind forever. Like, since I was really little. Huge stages, massive audiences with me on that stage. Now, by myself. Like, I'm the center figure on this stage. And just feeling at home there and knowing that this is where I belong, is on these stages. And the question is, what do you feel when you have everything that you want in this scenario? You're visualizing that you've gotten this thing that you have wanted forever. Now, how do you feel? And the answer that came to me when I did this visualization was a little shocking. I feel important. Oh my gosh, I feel important. I feel important. I just want to feel important. What? And it's so funny because I see my husband feels this way, and so many people around me feel this way. They feel like I'm running so fast, I'm doing so many things, and I'm just feeling like it's not enough. It's not enough. I need to keep going. I'm not enough yet. And it's like, whoa. And I can totally see how this goes back to, like, you know, childhood, and I never felt like I was important enough. And it's like, whoa. And the answer is, you have to feel that way now. You must find a way to feel that feeling before any of the things happen. Because, and you know this is true because you've seen it happen time and time again. The lottery winner, they win all that money, and it doesn't change how they feel. The Grammy winner, they finally get the thing that they've been striving for so long, and they feel the same. They go home with their award, and then they just sit on the couch and they go, oh my gosh, my life is exactly the same. Nothing has changed. I'm still the same person. What? How come nothing changed when I got everything I wanted? Because it's an inside job. Because you have to be able to feel that feeling first. That's what I want to teach people. That is what I've been studying. That is what I've been learning for the last many years. It is an inside job. I have to learn how to feel important now. That's what I have to learn. And so I actually started looking up new podcast names like a while ago. I was just kind of playing around like, I wonder if Use Your Voice is available. Just curious, you know, that one's pretty popular, of course. And many of these are, and it doesn't hurt to just go like, I wonder what's available. I wonder what options are out there. And so I searched Use Your Voice, and that's very taken. And as I had this insight about, oh my gosh, I just want to feel important. Oh my gosh. And then there was another insight later on as we were deep diving into fears and human design. And I just adore human design. And it's so insightful and so helpful. And it was, I have this deep-seated fear of people not seeing my depth. And it was like, oh yeah, yup. Hands down, so much. What? Just hit me right to the core. I have the, and so I'm constantly like oversharing, giving too much, and like she was talking about like we jump up and down, like trying to be seen and trying to be heard and trying to get attention because we're like, notice me, please notice me, please see how rich and deep I am, please see how much I have to offer. And I was like, yup, calling me out here. That's me, my whole entire life. Has anyone else felt this way? Me, my whole life. I have wanted to feel important. I wanted to feel seen and heard. So I was like, okay, what about be heard? What about be heard? What if I could help people use their voice and feel heard from the inside out. Oh my gosh, that's exactly what I want to do. Oh my gosh, that's it. So I searched Be Heard. It's taken. It's very taken. There's like 3 podcasts called Be Heard. I mean, they're not like updated regularly, but whatever. Taken. Use your voice, taken. Be heard, taken. And I was like, that's interesting. So I started toying with words as because I do this process in my podcasting course, and you do it for a little while. It really doesn't take very long, guys. It really only takes like 15, 20 minutes, maybe 30 minutes, and you just sort of noodle around with some words until you find the one. You find the word that makes you go, oh my gosh, that's it. And it clicks, and you go, wow. And I found it. And I found the word. And that word is popular. It's like adjacent to important, only it's a hell of a lot more triggering, and I freaking love it. Ready? Popular, with a subtitle of How to Use Your Voice and Be Heard. And the entire point is that all of us, whether we want to admit it or not, have spent so much, I mean, maybe not all of us, but like the people that I'm calling in have wanted to be popular, have wanted to be seen and heard. We're the ones waving our arms up and down going, please see me, please. And I want you, if you are one of those people, to know that you have to see yourself first. That you have to be popular with yourself first. The most magnetic you can be is when you love yourself the very most. When you own your own worth. That is it. That is when you glow, when you just shine and sparkle, is when you are the most magnetic. That's how you become popular, is that's when you glow and when you shine and people just can't resist you, is when you know how freaking valuable you are, when you own your worth. Because what I really, really want to teach people is how valuable they are. And it just hit me last night, and I've had COVID for the last week. I've been like dying. It's been amazing. And I'm just starting to feel like a human being again. Like I'm actually only just able to talk. So if I sound like a little hoarse, that is why. And I had this like download inspiration like hit me last night, like really late. And then I got up this morning and I was just like over the moon. Like light shining, beaming out of every inch of me with very little sleep because I was up late, like thinking of this, because I'm so excited. Like I'm so excited. And yeah, part of me is like initially, especially, I was like, am I insane to even consider rebranding my show like less than 6 months since I last rebranded it? Maybe I'm like totally crazy. And then like 99% of me is like, oh my gosh, this is the next up level. This is the most perfect up level. Yes. So, that's the direction this is headed. And because I'm recording this minisode, and hopefully this will satisfy me enough, I want to wait to actually rebrand until my 3-year anniversary, which is the beginning of November, which is like seriously a week away. Okay, so hold your horses, Carolee. You can wait a whole week to rebrand. You don't need to do it today. It can wait a week. I can hold up. I don't have to. Okay. Last time I rebranded, it was like, oh, I think I'll rebrand. And then I like did it the next day. I was like, oh, I think I'll just do it. And I'm very much that person. Like, I'm like, why wait? But my 3-year anniversary is like the very beginning of November. And that is so close that I'm going to wait to officially rebrand till the beginning of November. I'm so excited. This is the next level for me. And I feel it in my core. It feels so freaking amazing. It feels like clarity. it feels like all the things coming together of like, this is what I always wanted my messaging to be about. It's about owning your worth. It's about knowing that you are divine, that you are so loved, and it starts from the inside out. And it really aligns all of the messages that I've already been having in my podcast all along. Like, it just brings it all together. And I think that having the name popular, like, be popular with yourself first, I just love it. I think it's so beautifully, like, triggering and fabulous that I love it. It makes me feel sparkly. It makes me feel confident. I love it. I want to know your thoughts and your opinions. This was a super long Minisode, and I'm parked on the side of the road running errands because everyone's homesick with COVID right now. So that's my life. Love you all. Please tell me your thoughts. I want to know your thoughts in the comments. Tell me what you think. Love you guys. Bye. Thank you for joining me for another episode of the Multi-Passionate Mama Podcast. I know that we can never be told too many times how amazing we are, so in case you haven't been told today, you are a freaking rock star. When you let yourself shine, you allow other people to take off their filters and shine brightly too. It's about time someone gave you permission to be all of you. If you enjoyed this show, please leave me a review and hit that subscribe button. I know you want more of this. Sharing is caring. Let someone you love know how incredible they are by texting them the link to this episode. They will feel so good just knowing that you thought about them. Lastly, if you want to know more about my courses and coaching, be sure to check out my website for up-to-date details on everything I have available. It's caroleegarrison.com, and the link is in the show notes. Always remember that you are a diamond. Don't let anyone dim your sparkle.